Coming in number 10 today, we have Lea Michele. It's fair to say that Lea Michele is a celebrity whose reputation precedes her. The star who shot to fame after landing the lead role as Rachel Berry in Glee back in 2009, and since she's been the center of several scandals. Recently, during her appearance on The Tonight Show, after the show aired, she would spark some fresh backlash after she could be seen moving Sadie Sink out of the way so she could take center stage. When Lea was announced on the show, she would walk onto the stage and she would briefly touch Sadie's arm before reaching across to shake Jimmy's hand. Even though Trake was closer to her than Jimmy, she stepped forward to shake his hand and awkwardly stood in front of Sadie until Sadie decided to move aside to give Lea her spot. In addition, soon after the introductions, Jimmy told Sadie to take a seat on the right of him and Lea to the left, and Sadie had to take a step back to accommodate Lea before crossing over to the stage so she could get to her designated spot. The situation did not go unnoticed, as soon fans would start to praise Sadie for being humble by the way she reacted to Lea's disrespectful and immature attitude. Number 9, Emma Roberts. Back in 2017, podcast host Jane Hunt and Robert Ackerman sparked a viral rumor that actor Lea Michele can't read or write. Since the podcast, fans have been pointing out moments that prove the actress couldn't read, and up until now it's pretty much just been a huge speculation. However, during an episode of Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, Emma Roberts decided to play coy about whether her friend Lea Michele could read, and by doing so, she would reveal that the rumors are actually true. During the interview, Andy Cohen would say to Emma that the biggest misconception people have about Lea Michele is that she can't read. Instead of shutting down the rumor, Emma decided to skirt around the question with a joke and said, "Well, we've not been in a book club together." While Michele did try to confirm in a tweet back in 2018 that she can actually read, Emma's joke would definitely prove otherwise. Even though Emma did try to keep things sweet and try to offer some sweet support to her friend by shouting out her Broadway show, the part about Lea not being able to read definitely didn't go unnoticed. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming in number 8, we have Whoopi Goldberg. 2022 was filled with controversy for Whoopi Goldberg as she continues to rebuild her image in the spotlight. It appears that the crew at the ABC daytime favorite show has appeared to be lending a helping hand towards the star. On January 4th, joined by her former talk show members on an episode on The View, she took the spot of the moderator on the show, meaning she was in charge of teeing up links and starting debates and conversations. But Whoopi's prominence on the show didn't stop there, as an insider would soon reveal that the crowd was also encouraged to cheer her on the loudest. As the crowd was warmed up by comedian Regina DeSico, specifically, she told everyone to give a loud applause to Whoopi and then continue clapping for the other host. It seemed like the crew wanted Whoopi to get a standing ovation to make her feel like she was the star of the show. She also carried herself as if she had all the authority on the show, and she even was seen talking over the other co-hosts and interrupting them, which isn't exactly a great way to start her comeback. But if someone has to encourage the crowd to cheer for you the loudest, it's a pretty clear sign that your time in the industry is almost up. Number 7, Chris Harrison. Chris Harrison's time away from the Bachelor franchise has really started to take a toll on him. More than a year after he defended a contestant's previous racist behavior in an infamous extra interview, the TV personality has finally addressed all the controversy in a debut episode of the most dramatic podcast ever. In the episode, he would say, "I think I need time to figure out what I want to say. How I felt that mistake doesn't reflect who I am or what I stand for." While his extra comment marked the beginning of his Bachelor downfall, Chris has been left feeling heartbroken, gutted, and embarrassed, and he stated that the backlash took a toll in more than one way. In the podcast, Chris would also state that his comments made him feel sick and worry about his children, loved ones, and family, and since he decided to step down from his role on The Bachelor, he hasn't been able to watch the show, but he has been keeping an eye on the ratings and believes the show is declining in ratings because he's no longer on the show, and that hurts him a bit. Number 6, Sam Smith. Rumor has it that Adele and Sam Smith may have more in common than just their heavenly voices, as fans are speculating that they are actually the same person. During an episode of The Drew Barrymore Show, Sam would reveal the craziest rumor they've ever heard about themselves, and it was that they were actually secretly the Hello singer in drag. In the episode, Sam would say, "Everyone seems to think that I'm Adele in drag cause we've never been in the same room together. And if you slow down her voice, it sounds maybe a bit like mine. So people think we're the same person and I'm just in drag right now." While some fans in the past have made theories on social media, like one person tweeting in 2018, "Anyone notice Adele isn't at the Grammys this year?" It's because Adele and Sam Smith are the same person and you never see them both in the same place at the same time. Others have even begun to mock the singer on Twitter, suggesting Sam made up the rumor. With one person tweeting, "Sam Smith says the craziest rumor they've heard about themselves is that they're secretly Adele in drag. Never heard that one before." And honestly, wherever the rumor stemmed from, someone definitely owes Adele an apology for this one. Number 5. James Corden. On January 2nd, 2023, James Corden appeared on The Drew Barrymore Show, and James would be asked why he was leaving the CBS talk show after what would be 8 years on air. James would then recall a story from 2 summers ago when he was shooting his Amazon Prime video series Mammals. In an interaction with his son Max, who was now 10 at the time, it made him realize that he wanted to spend more summers with his son because he only had 6 more left. While James said he didn't want to cancel the show, he would then blame the situation on his son. However, the timing of him deciding to leave his show just seems more like a career move and reputation thing rather than a reason to spend more time with his son and family, because since entering into the spotlight, James has been a part of several controversies, such as back in October, the comedian's reputation took a huge hit after Keith McNally banned James from his restaurant in New York City and labeled him as a tying cretin of a man who was the most abusive customer he has ever seen, after James was caught yelling at a server who got his wife's egg yolk omelet wrong. Number 4. Chelsea Handler. While Chelsea didn't seem to end her career this year on a talk show, she did decide it was a good idea to mock several huge controversial topics from last year during her monologue at the 2023 Critics' Choice Awards. While the star went on to reference things like the Don't Worry Darling press tour, the Roe vs. Wade Supreme Court overturning. When announcing the cast of The Bear and that they were at the ceremony, Chelsea would then joke about the drama surrounding James Corden from a New York restaurant and how he showed us working in the restaurant industry is miserable. Chelsea then went on to mention that the controversial celebrity diet culture is just insane, and while Chelsea was trying to find a way to have a great time and make everyone feel comfortable, welcomed, and feel like they belonged and to be at the show, she definitely took things a little too far, and all she did was put herself into a little bit of a hole that's going to be difficult to climb out of to save her reputation and career. And not to mention, just a couple of days before, she would make an appearance on The Tonight Show where she would confess that she didn't realize that the sun and the moon weren't the same thing until she was 40. Yeah, let that one sink in. Number 3. Eddie Murphy. The original script for Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home originally had a large role written specifically for Eddie Murphy, who at the time was a box office star coming off the heels of a successful film, Beverly Hills Cops. And additionally, Eddie was interested in appearing in the movie as he was a big Star Trek fan. He even met with the producer, Harvey Benner, and director, Leonard Nimoy, to discuss the part, which he was ultimately decided to not take. When he turned down the role, he originally said it was because he thought making the movie Golden Child would be a better fit for his career, but then recently on his appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, he would offer up another explanation when he said, yeah, you know which one it is. It's the one where they go to San Francisco and they get the whales. I was going to be in that one. I met with them. They met when they got to San Francisco, and I said no. I want to go beam up and be on the ship, so I didn't do it. This definitely has some die-hard Star Trek fans screaming as they would have done anything to play this part in the film, and Eddie just turned it down because he wouldn't be beamed up into the ship. Number 2. Prince Harry. On January 8th, Prince Harry made his very first TV appearance since his highly anticipated memoir Spare was leaked. In a pre-recorded interview with the British anchor Tom Bradby, Harry would address some of the most explosive claims in his book that included his confession to taking substances and his fractured relationship with his family. While the star said he was grateful to have the chance to tell his story in his memory and said he'd still be part of the royal family, he wouldn't wouldn't have had the opportunity to share this story, many fans of the royal family have stated that Prince Harry definitely should have kept this book hidden in the closet with his dirty laundry, as he and Meghan have been slammed by newspaper columns in the media for a slew of lies that have caused them to mock the royal family as they try to move on and claim to live their own lives. Which has left us all to wonder when this is all just going to stop. Family feuds happen and it's normal. What's not normal is that you bring your family drama to the light and try to claim they wronged you without bringing any key facts to your story. Like, how do we know it's true at this point? And coming in number 1 today, we have Piers Morgan. Seems like Piers Morgan doesn't know how to stay out of the hot seat, as recently he would find himself surrounded by controversy once again, as this time he chose to go against the Queen of Pop after Madonna posted a video announcing her next tour. Morgan on his Talk TV show then said that Madonna, who is 64 years old, is a hot mess, and he even went out of his way to express that she should be put out of the pasture. He also took the opportunity to criticize the fact that she still tries to be a foxy kitten even though she's over 60. After his show, he then decided to bring his rant to Twitter, where he said he thinks Madonna has become the biggest cringe-making fiasco in the entertainment world. Fans definitely weren't happy with Morgan's words, and many just continue to call him out on his insensitive, misogynistic, and even labeled him as a cruel person for his words. Coming at number 10, we have Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan has been looking pretty different in the new glamorous snaps that she's been sharing to her social media pages. While the 36-year-old has made a long-awaited return to showbiz with a new podcast, and she's even signed a deal with Netflix, her new photos have us all wondering, is this really Lindsay Lohan we're seeing? Lindsay first rose to fame as a child star in the hit Disney remakes like The Parent Trap and Freaky Friday, and she eventually landed roles in Herbie Fully Loaded and Mean Girls. Between 2007 and 2012, Lindsay was known to keep gossip magazines alive as she made headlines for a series of under the influence decisions. After a troubled few years, it seems like the star spent some time away from America to live in countries like Greece, and she's starting to make a comeback in film, which is actually pretty exciting to see. With Irish Wish dropping sometime this year, I think we can all agree her recent Christmas movie, Falling for Christmas, was a success. However, in the first shots, she looked completely unrecognizable. While Lindsay hasn't appeared in film for a while, with Irish Wish coming soon, it's a major sign that this could be the start of her return, and I'm honestly living for it. Number 9, Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez has been in the spotlight since her early childhood, and with it comes a natural evolution over the last couple of years. Don't get me wrong, the actor has always been stunning and multi-talented, and we watched her firmly step into who she is today. However, she isn't the same little girl we grew to know on the Disney hit series Wizard of Waverly Place. Gomez, who is known for her comforting charm and calming energy, has been stepping out of her comfort zone lately, and she looks nothing like the brunette self she used to be, as she's ditched the blonde hair and she's opted to go back to a more natural approach. Recently, Selena was spotted showing off her stunning figure when she was spending some time with some friends in Mexico. While the star was spotted wearing a white bandeau top and black bikini bottoms, fans are quick to point out that Selena has recently been rocking some stunning curves. While it was only natural we would see Selena grow into a total rocket, she's proved that with age, she's only becoming more stunning as time goes on. And even though she might not be as recognizable as she used to be, she's healthy and she's thriving, and that's all that matters. Hey my little peaches, are you enjoying this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming at number 8, we have Demi Lovato. So Demi Lovato looks completely unrecognizable compared to her days on the Disney Channel. While the star has been in recovery from an eating disorder after she shared this information last year, she accidentally lost a lot of weight when she got caught up following diet culture. With Demi's life being full of ups and downs over the last few years, the actress has managed to overcome traumatic experiences and has decided to start from scratch. However, her followers have been a little worried about her. After she claimed she was abducted by aliens in 2021, Demi has set off alarms about her mental health, and she even has a huge black tarantula tattooed on her head. While the star has fluctuated with losing and gaining weight at high speeds, internet users have started to relate Demi's current situation as a possible emotional crisis. After leaving the mental health center, Demi has chosen to rock a shorter hairstyle, and she's even been photographed rocking gothic outfits, which are given the media a lot to talk about, as social media users assure that she looks completely unrecognizable. Number 7. Britney Spears. Britney Spears fans for years have been left feeling distraught after learning what the star has had to face over the last decade, and when Ellen took to Instagram to show a stunning throwback clip of the pop star in December, fans were quick to point out that she looks completely unrecognizable today. Although the post was meant to be a sweet birthday tribute to Britney, fans couldn't help but reminisce on the icon's natural beauty before she faced her downward spiral. Seeing the Toxic Singer's 2003 appearance on Ellen's show also caused social media users to rethink Britney's current mental health status, as the singer they know is completely unrecognizable in comparison to the blonde babe that sat beside the famed talk show host when she was only 19 years old. The stunned admirers couldn't believe that the pureness Spears portrayed during her first appearance on the show, which aired 4 years before the 41-year-old infamously shaved her head. Even though the mother of 2 recently broke free from being under her father's hands for 13 years in an attempt to retake control of her life, fans have remained worried it isn't her behind the camera. And even if she is the same person physically, many social media users believe emotional damage might be too deep to repair. Seeing Britney's images now has made a lot of fans really sad, as her teeth now look different, she's lost her accent, and fans have even claimed that she just looks tired and sounds sad. Number 6. Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore has seriously been switching things up. While the star has always donned impressively styled outfits, she clearly has a distinct style she likes to stick to. Now lately it seems like Drew is definitely ramping things up, as she recently revealed a stunning transformation that even left her hair unrecognizable. It's clear that Drew definitely cleans up nice, and when she went under a full makeover on the Drew Barrymore show, her hairdresser, Chris Appleton, would post a picture of the final results, and it would show Drew rocking glowing makeup and hair extensions. So Drew looks so different thanks to Charlotte Tilbury and Chris, and fans were quick to race to the comment section to hype up how Drew looked. But they also pointed out for a few good seconds, it was really hard to tell it was her. Drew looks were pretty similar to a combination of Jennifer Lopez in the Kardashians. While Chris is a renowned celebrity hairstylist with clients that include Kim and J-Lo, and Charlotte Tilbury's celebrity list includes the Skims founder and Penelope Cruz, makes sense because Drew looked completely stunning. While Drew does look beautiful both ways, she always knows how to make heads turn when she enters a room with full makeup on. Number 5. Miley Cyrus. Over the last decade, Miley continues to confuse fans with her unrecognizable looks. When she appeared on Jimmy Fallon's show back in November, after a few photos were shared to Instagram, a few people were quick to point out that her teeth and the shape of her face looked different. While the star was stunning in her black leather outfit and blue shirt, she rocked a blonde wavy hairdo and left some of her dark brunette roots showing. While Miley was on the show to promote her NBC special Miley's New Year's Eve party, which she was co-hosting alongside her godmother Dolly Parton, fans would debate on whether the singer had undergone some cosmetic treatments or not. However, there were also a number of comments saying Miley looked like her mom, Tish Cyrus, and others have even compared her to Madonna. Also, did you see some of the videos circulating from Miley's New Year's Eve party? Because the star looked once again unrecognizable, sporting blonde hair with black underneath, and many of her outfits were just stunning. Honestly, Miley's become this blonde bombshell with tattoos, and her performance with Fletcher still has me believing it was all just a dream. I honestly like this new side of Miley, and I can't wait to see more. Number 4. Noah Cyrus. Honestly, I didn't even know Miley had a little sister until she started dating Little Xan years ago, but it seems like now I barely even recognize her, as every time she posts a new photo on Instagram, she looks completely unrecognizable. While the star has been back in the room making some new music, her latest posts show her sporting a more daring look that I don't think many would try. Most fans have been questioning where her eyebrows have gone. Noah Cyrus is one of the latest celebrities to try out the new bleached eyebrow trend. While she said the trend definitely caused her some pain, she still seems to be doing it. In addition to her newly invisible eyebrows, she's also been sporting a really dark, spooky makeup look. And it's clear by removing her eyebrows, Noah isn't scared to explore extremes when it comes to accentuating her face. And while the star may think it's a good idea, it leaves me to ask when we might see this trend stop, because I'm tired of seeing celebrities constantly constantly testing out this new brow method, and it leaves them looking a little scary to look at. And while fans have pointed out Noah's extraterrestrial look, she does look good, I'll admit that. Number 3, Alexa Ray Joel. Alexa Ray Joel is a singer and a pianist famously known for her performances at numerous charity events and New York City fashion events. Being the daughter of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Billy Joel, and model Christy Brinkley, it was only natural that Alexa would be willing to try some daring looks. However, Alexa has been leaving fans stunned with her new look as she sparks some plastic surgery rumors. While in the past Alexa has admitted to getting a nose job, she continues to deny that she has gone under the knife again. While Alexa has come to deny all the rumors by saying it's absolutely hysterical that people are comparing her photos to when she was 13 to now, as we know she would naturally look different as it's called growing up, there's still something about her new look that remains to make her look like she is unrecognizable than she usually does, and it's clear that the star is doing something because she continues to change her looks drastically every year, and there's no denying that, but either way there's nothing wrong with it as she looks stunning. Number 2, Angus T. Jones. So more than 7 years after the stars of 2.5 Men signed off on their hit sitcom show, there have been new sightings of Angus T. Jones, and honestly, he looks completely unrecognizable. While the actor did famously play the youngest member of the trio, we did know he wasn't going to stay young forever, and he was going to grow up at some point. However, Angus' looks have changed so much that you might not even notice who he was if I didn't point it out. While lately Angus has been sporting a full beard covering his lower half of his face, he dresses casually in t-shirts, shorts, and beanie hats, and every now and then you can see the actor walking down the street in his bare feet. Fans have since been seeing a lot less of Jones since he stepped away from the show. That made him a household name. However, since he was 21 by the time he made an appearance on the 2015 finale after exiting the series after being publicly criticized, none of us thought Angus would change his look so much. While he definitely seems to be a simple man, it's kind of concerning that he thinks it's safe to walk around on the streets with no shoes on. With it being nearly years since we last spotted him in public, he's definitely one of those celebrities we didn't expect to change so fast. Coming in number 1 today, we have Lil' Kim. So 47-year-old rapper Lil' Kim has been a figure in the music industry for over 20 years, and she has served us a series of iconic looks both on and off the stage. However, lately it's clear that the star has undergone some big changes since she broke out in the scene in the mid-90s. The Grammy-winning rapper looks almost completely unrecognizable, while the star has been rocking a dramatically different hairstyle, skin tone, and face shape from the original Kim fans all know and love. Her evolution is kinda scary to watch. Now, we all know Kim has never been the one to steer clear of a bold look as she's experimented with wigs, colored contacts, and lip liner. She's pretty much known and celebrated for being a regular beauty daredevil, but her recent transformations have been a little too unsettling to watch. While plastic surgery rumors have been swirling around, it's clear that her skin has gotten noticeably fairer, her nose is pointier, her cheekbones are higher, and her hair is increasingly a lighter shade of blonde. While fans are definitely concerned as Kim has been changing her skin tone when she already looks stunning, it's kinda sad that the star even stated that the reason she's changed her look so much is because guys were cheating on her with European-looking women.
Number 10. Russell Brand. Even before the controversy surrounding Russell Brand came up this year, this dude was unwelcome at royal events, award shows, birthday parties, anything and everything public. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm sorry to be the one to inform you, Russell Brand is secretly a terrible person. The man known best as a comedian, a bringer of joy, has secretly been manipulative, aggressive, and at times violent with his ex-partners. Following the news that a documentary about his life and career was set to release on BBC Channel 4, several complaints were filed by exes alleging that Russell had mistreated them during their time together. The allegations were actually reinforced by Russell's ex-fiancée, Katy Perry. They dated for over a year and a half, and in that time, she came to learn that Russell was short-tempered, opinionated, and stubborn, qualities that make a man a terrible person. Russell's career was cancelled, and he's currently awaiting a trial. Number 9. The Oprah Maui Scandal. Oprah has been claiming to be many things since the Maui backlash has begun. A good boss, a charitable woman, and an advocate for the island of Maui. By starting this fund and donating her spare millions, she's made her mark in the public as a woman who cares so much. So much that she's asking you to give her your money as well. Isn't that nice? Well, not really. The money that she donated turned out to be taxed, so she didn't actually donate anything, and of course, the main issue that people have with Oprah is that she's a billionaire asking average everyday people for money. As I've mentioned in previous videos, Oprah would not care about Maui or its people if she didn't have a vested stake on the island. Oprah has had property in Maui for quite some time, being almost a second home to her. When the fires started raging, she started fundraising. Think about all of the things that have happened in the past few years. We all forgot about Australia being on fire in 2020. Western Canada was on fire earlier this year. Some parts of Florida have been underwater and are still right now. Yet, Oprah has decided to dedicate her time and money to helping out the area where she has a vacation home. Number 8, Colleen Ballinger. Former YouTuber Colleen was accused by several of her young fans as being a creepy creepo who wanted to be their friend. Colleen is best known for her character Miranda Sings on YouTube, who became so popular that she received her own Netflix series. If you want to watch it, I'm sure you will need a VPN or something. It's probably banned in every country. She was basically messaging her fans to deliver so-called advice when she was really trying to just manipulate them into being her little minions. And not the little yellow guys with the glasses, that'd be different. There was a massive amount of proof in the pudding. Fans had screenshots of conversations, with one fan claiming that she actually sent him lingerie as a joke. Oh man, lace underwear, hilarious. Following instant backlash from the world, Colleen decided to post an apology online, which she did, while playing a ukulele. This woman is shown to be weird to everyone, and she thought it was appropriate to go online and sing about it. In response to the cringiest apology of all time, her fans resurfaced a video that really should have gotten her canceled when it first came out. A few years ago, she decided that it would be an awesome idea during one of her live shows to sing and dance to Beyonce's Single Ladies while in blackface. Yeah, it is the roughest clip of Colleen. She's just barefoot on stage, wildly flailing and waving her arms, and nobody at that show is like, that's weird. Yeah, the world's great. Number 7, Jada Pinkett Smith. Cheating rumors and dating scandals have followed Jada and Will Smith throughout their entire relationship. Since day one, people have been convinced that they're in an open relationship or they were cheating on each other on and off. Well, it turns out that some of those rumors were actually true. Ahead of the release of her new book, Worthy, Jada sat down with People magazine to share some inside information. The most revealing was that herself and Will Smith have actually been separated for like 7 years. Now, of course, that's not all. Jada's actually slowly ruining this man's life and mental health. When Jada revealed the truth about her separation from Will, she claimed that by the time they reached 2016, they had become exhausted with trying to make things work. The news of their separation was like a mild shock at best, because Super Sleuth fans claim to have proof Will and Jada have been separated forever, and the proof is in the interviews. The first clip to be submitted as evidence was Will and Jada's Red Table Talk interaction, where she admitted to the entanglement with August Alsina, simultaneously admitting to a brief separation. In the conversation, she literally says that herself and Will had basically broken up, but instead of just telling us right then and there, she decided to hold on to that information for a better time. A lot of Jada fans have commented on the resurfaced clips, saying that Will looks drained, like he's clearly dealing with a ton mentally speaking. Now, I could go on and on about how terrible Jada is, but I've done lots of videos about that in the past, so go and check those out. Number 6, Justin Timberlake. One of the most discussed sections of The Woman in Me, a memoir by Britney Spears, is of course the revelation of what really happened while Britney and her Mickey Mouse Club co-star Justin Timberlake were together. After meeting JT in the clubhouse, the two sparked a romantic connection. Their connection was strong, but unfortunately Britney had to make a difficult decision in the year 2000, after she found out she was pregnant. At first, Britney was actually pretty excited about the whole thing. In her book she revealed that she had planned on starting a family with Justin at some point, just that this was going to be a little bit earlier than she expected. Well, turns out Justin was not so excited and told her that they were both too young to be starting a family, continuing to remind her that their careers would also need to be put on pause. The revelation may be part of the reason that Justin has reportedly been so nervous leading up to the book's release, and might be why he's turned his Instagram comments off. Britney revealed that if the decision had solely been left to her, that she would have gone through with the pregnancy, but she decided to go the opposite route instead. She claims to have only done it because Justin so clearly didn't want to be the dad. In the book, she said that looking back, it is one of the most agonizing things she has ever experienced in her life. Number 5, Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors is currently the man behind the purple cape of Kang the Conqueror in the MCU. Kang has been written as a very important figure in Marvel. In Ant-Man Quantumania, he was the main antagonist, only he was just acting as a variant of the real antagonist, which was an army of Kangs from across the multiverse. I know, I'm gonna get geeky for a second. Including He Who Remains, a Kang variant from Loki, who once again acted as a major part of the Loki series. Unfortunately for Majors, an ex has come forward and alleged that Jonathan was physically violent towards her while they were together. Since March of this year, Majors and his team have been adamant that the situation is blown out of proportions and that there's nothing to be upset about. In fact, in June, Majors filed his own cross-complaint accusing the accuser. Prosecutors refuted these claims and told him that they had no plans to prosecute Grace Jabari, the woman who accused him. Majors has been dropped from his agency, and so far his role on TV and film is up in the air. Spoiler alert for Loki Season 2. The series ended with Kang not really being He Who Remains anymore, and it's unclear of what's going to actually happen. Now, there have been rumors that his role in the MCU as the big bad will be replaced by Doctor Doom, so we'll see. Sorry if you don't like nerdy stuff, that's just my little tangent. Number 4, Lizzo. Lizzo may have been a public advocate for body positivity, but as part of a lawsuit being brought against her, it seems like all the positivity might have just been an act that she was putting on to make herself more universally loved. Now, I am not a small man. In fact, I have what many people consider to be a dad bod, and hey, I'm cool with that, so I'm not dismissing the notion that we should love and respect ourselves, but like, she made it a massive part of her personality on camera, and when it sounds like the only body she actually cared about was her own. According to her dancers, Lizzo regularly shamed her team and made them feel like they were too large or gaining weight, with several dancers confirming these claims. One of the dancers, Crystal Davies, who is part of the lawsuit, was actually fired for secretly recording a meeting between herself and Lizzo. The meeting was about the dancer's performance on stage recently, and Lizzo apparently disliking the weight that she had been gaining, claiming that Crystal just wasn't committing to her role. She was also bringing her dancers to strange places and making them do things against their will. Lizzo was at a club in Amsterdam's red light district when she coerced, aka forced, one of her dancers to touch a woman's bare chest, not something that she wanted to do. She also made them eat bananas from some no-no zones that, again, not their idea of fun. Currently, it's still up in the air as to what the outcome will be in this trial, and so far Lizzo is maintaining that she has done nothing wrong and will prove her innocence any day. Number 3, Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner. Joe and Sophie got together back in 2016 after they had been set up by mutual friends, something that they had apparently been trying to do for quite some time. They got together and instantly fell in love, getting married just over a year after getting together. Sophie admitted to Rolling Stones in 2019 that she was hesitant at first because Joe was a big musician, she was a big TV and film star, meaning that most of the time they would be on opposite ends of the world. Eventually, she warmed up and got together with Joe officially. The split came out of nowhere. For the most part, their relationship has seemed to be stable on the outside. They were never a part of cheating scandals, which is surprising considering Joe's lack of discretion. There were never any strange rumors, photos, they were just like a happy couple. As of September 1st, Joe Jonas filed for a divorce from Sophie, with the only current information being that Joe has claimed the relationship is irretrievably broken. Something pretty serious must have gone down in a very short amount of time, because only hours before this announcement, Joe posted a photo of himself on Instagram with his ring on full display. Now, despite the minimal amount of tea spilt so far, we are in for one super messy and public divorce. Things have settled down a bit in the past few weeks, but Sophie was actually just spotted getting cozy with another dude very recently, so you can imagine who's taking things harder at this point. Number 2, Danny Matheson. That 70s Show was a popular sitcom that helped launch several careers, including Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. Danny was of course also on that show, but it turns out the allegations that date back to 2004 surrounding Danny were reported in 2004. Danny was still on the show when an investigation took place. 4 women reported that he had mistreated them physically, prompting local law enforcement to halt production and bring Danny in for questioning. The investigation brought little to no actual evidence to the table, so Danny was let go and the entire thing was forgotten about. But That means that Ashton and Mila literally watched this man go in for questioning and still called him a role model in their character witness letters. Which makes no sense. Their jobs were literally stopped while this man was under investigation, and when the charges came up again 15 years later, they were still on his side. Thankfully, in 2023, it's a lot easier to confirm allegations of this nature, and he was recently sentenced to 3 years in prison. So, justice served. Number 1, Jonah Hill. Jonah was once the funniest man in town, shifting his efforts to the world of drama and creating a really nice career where he could just do anything he wanted, really. Unfortunately for fans of Jonah Hill, some information came out earlier this year that called his character into question. Reminder, this isn't my opinion, these are things that just happen in the world and are public knowledge, okay? An ex-girlfriend of Jonah's posted screenshots from past conversations, and the conversations ranged from Jonah just asking her to tone down the photo she was posting, to asking her not to do her job. For those of you who don't know, his ex Sarah works as a surfing instructor, and Jonah was asking her to not surf with men while working, and that she wear more than a bikini while she did so. When Sarah released these screenshots, she underlined them, calling Jonah a narcissistic misogynist, but also said she didn't really want anything bad to happen to him, so Since the messages have been released, there has been a massive online debate as to where Jonah stands in the eyes of the public. Some people feel that canceling him entirely is just a bit too much, and compared to some of the other scandals in Hollywood, especially that I just covered, Jonah Hill is relatively chill. Others want his name wiped from the face of the planet and never to be heard from again, so I don't know, give and take.
Coming in at number 10, we have Jeremy Renner. On Sunday, January 1st, actor Jeremy Renner was put in critical condition after being run over by more than 14,000-pound snowplow at his home outside of Reno, Nevada. According to local authorities, after attempting to help a family member whose car had gotten stuck in the snow, Jeremy alighted from the plow, which began to roll and ran him over. He was then taken to a local hospital where he underwent surgeries. Jeremy would then go on to post his first update on social media on January 3rd, where he would say, "Thank you for all your kind words. I'm too messed up to type, but I send love to you all." According to Washoe County Sheriff Darren Ballam, Jeremy was run over by a Pittston Bully, which is an extremely large piece of snow removal equipment that weighs at least 14,330 pounds. He would then add that Jeremy was being a great neighbor by plowing the driveways. While the actor is determined to maintain high spirits despite his current circumstances, Jeremy's family has also expressed their gratitude to the incredible doctors and nurses looking after him, the Truckee Meadows Fire and Rescue, and Washoe County Sheriff, Reno City Mayor, and others, as they tremendously were overwhelmed and appreciative of the outpouring love and support from his fans. Number 9, Ashton Kutcher. Ashton has said that he is lucky to be alive after he was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder that he says robbed him of sight, hearing, and equilibrium. The actor revealed that his diagnosis with vasculitis, an autoimmune disease that inflames the blood vessels, during an episode of Running Wild with Bear Grylls, The Challenge. In the clip, the star ventured capitalist told Grylls that the affliction had come on 2 years ago and that it had taken a year for him to recover, and he said, "You don't really appreciate it until it's gone, until you go, I don't know if I'm going to be able to walk again." Ashton has also added that he's very lucky to still be alive after he had a terrifying journey, but one that made him strong and resilient. Common symptoms of vasculitis cause blood vessels to swell and narrow, including fever, headaches, and fatigue. It also causes ringing in the ears and numbness and bleeding in the lungs. It's most extreme, it can cause blindness and aneurysms. Ashton did not reveal which type of element he was suffering from, but it had to definitely been a scary thing for the actor to go through. However, like Grills says in his clip, storms make you stronger, and Ashton Kutcher is living proof of that. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming in at 8, we have Hailey Bieber. After Hailey Bieber suffered a small blood clot in her brain, she's been admittedly terrified about the potential of similar conditions arising. Hailey would say, "I struggle with a lot of anxiety after my health scare. I struggled with a little bit of PTSD, of just the fear of maybe it was gonna happen again. It was just a feeling that I was like, I never want to experience that again. It was so terrifying, so jarring, and so discombobulating in every single way you couldn't imagine. Back in March of 2022, Haley would confirm that she was hospitalized after she had suffered stroke-like symptoms by saying, "On Thursday morning, I was sitting at breakfast with my husband Justin Bieber when I started having stroke-like symptoms and was taken to hospital. They found I had suffered a very small blood clot in my brain which caused a small lack of oxygen, but my body had passed on its own, and I recovered completely within a few hours." She continued by saying, "Although this was definitely one of the scariest moments I've been through, I'm home now and doing well, and I'm so grateful and thankful to all the amazing doctors and nurses who took care of me." Number 7. Zac Efron. Back in 2019, just days before Christmas, Zac Efron had a major health scare during a trip where he was filming content for his documentary series Killing Zac Efron. Zac contracted a form of typhoid or similar bacterial infection. The actor was then reportedly flown to Brisbane, Australia with medical professionals on a life or past flight and was admitted to St. Andrew's War Memorial Hospital, and what the outlets report was in stable condition. Zac was hospitalized for several days before he was flown back to the United States on Christmas Eve after being given the all clear by the doctors. Zac has since spoken out about his major health scare, where he said he was very thankful to everyone who had reached out. However, this wouldn't be the only incident that would make him lucky to be alive, as back in November, Zac would say he almost passed away after his jaw and chin were smashed due to an accident in his home in 2021. In an interview, Zac would reveal that he had witnessed a face transformation that year due to an accident. The actor said he was running around his home when he accidentally tripped on a pair of socks, which caused him to smash his chin and jaw on a granite fountain, and he fainted. After he gained consciousness, he found his chin bone hanging off his face. Number 6. Emilia Clarke. In an interview with BBC's Sunday Morning, actress Emilia Clarke would discuss her experience surviving 2 brain aneurysms in 2011 and in 2013. In the interviews, Emilia would reveal that she has quite a bit missing from her brain as a result of them, and she would also state that it was one of the most excruciating pain she has ever had to face. Emilia would also note that she experienced the aneurysm while she was starring in HBO's hit series Game of Thrones from 2011 to 2019, and she would say, "The amount of my brain that is no longer usable, it's remarkable that I'm able to speak and sometimes articulate and live my life completely normal with absolutely no repercussions. I am the really small majority of people that can survive that." Before July, Emilia had first opened up about her aneurysms in 2019, derailing her near-passing experience in a personal essay for The New Yorker. According to Clarke, the first aneurysm took place when she was 24 during a gym training session in London, and after 3 surgeries and a month in the hospital, she lost the ability to understand or verbalize speech following the brain damage. After working on season 2 of Game of Thrones, she would spend another month in Manhattan Hospital in 2013 after receiving more invasive surgeries to treat a growth in her brain. Since her second surgery, she has healed beyond her most unreasonable hopes and feels like she's finally at 100% again. Number 5. Freddie Flintoff. Former cricket star Freddie Flintoff was involved in a critical accident in December where he was rushed to the hospital following a serious car crash. Freddie has been described as being lucky to be alive after he was airlifted to the hospital. The crash happened while he was filming an episode of the BBC series Top Gear at Dunsfold Park Aerodrome in Surrey. His 16-year-old son Corey Flintoff has been talking to the Daily Mail about the crash and how the family has been affected by the event. While Corey has labeled his dad to be lucky alive, he would also state that his dad was reviewing a car when the temperatures had dropped below 0 degrees Celsius, and he would say that he's okay and that he wasn't sure what happened, but he's lucky to be alive. It was a pretty nasty crash, it was shocking, and we are all shocked, but just hope he's going to be okay. It's said that before the accident, Freddie was driving on the track as normal and that he wasn't going at high speeds, and that the usual health and safety measures were in place for the filming too. BBC would also state that sadly this was an accident that could have happened to anyone. At number 4, we have Allie Simpson. Cody Simpson's sister revealed on her Instagram in January 2022 that she had broken her neck after diving into a shallow pool on New Year's Eve, and she was pretty lucky to be alive today. On January 3rd, Allie Simpson would reveal on Instagram that her 2022 kickoff included her breaking her neck, and she would note that sometimes life can take a big turn just in the blink of an eye. In a series of photos and videos, Allie can be seen lying in what appears to be a hospital bed with a neck brace and numerous cords attached to her body, and she would say, long story short, I dove into a shallow pool head first and hit my head on the bottom. On New Year's Eve, I got x-rays, CT scans, and an MRI to find I have 2 severe fractures in my neck. Allie was sent straight to the hospital in an ambulance and was assessed by a neurosurgeon. Lucky for her, there was no immediate surgery required, and she was sent home with a hard neck brace that she had to wear 24/7 for 4 months. In another statement, Allie would say, I'm extremely lucky to be alive and not a quadriplegic, as it's just missed my spinal cord. The way I see it, 4 months is a drop in the ocean when it comes to the rest of my happy and healthy life. As you can imagine, I have been in endless tears by thanking every guardian angel watching over me in the pool that night, plus every moment since. Number 3, Lamar Odom. In an interview with TMZ, Lamar Odom would talk about his intimate life, substance abuse, and the Kardashians. Lamar, who has been sober for the last few years, would look back on his marriage to Khloe and how his divorce with the reality TV star was put on hold after he was found barely breathing at Love Ranch. Since the incident, Lamar has claimed that he is a walking miracle who is lucky to still be alive after his 2015 OD. The former basketball player has been pretty open about his experience that left him to suffer 12 strokes and 6 heart attacks after he was found unconscious in the brothel outside of Las Vegas. Every day since, Lamar has noted that he is alive, which is better than the alternative. While Lamar has continued to love Khloe, Lamar has also noted that he didn't use any substances that night he was found barely breathing, and he's also claiming that the owner took advantage of him and piled him with the substances. With the star claiming that he only had 1 drink when he arrived and woke up 3 days later in a hospital with tubes coming out of his body that left him unable to speak or walk, he would also note that Khloe was the love of his life and that he has a lot of regrets and he would like to spend more time with her again to make things right. Coming in at number 2, we have Scott Disick. Back in August, Scott Disick would become very shaken up after surviving a car accident in Calabasas, California, and has since been counting his blessing. A close friend would tell Hollywood that Scott recalls the moment of the accident and that he is lucky to be alive today. The friend would also state that Scott is very shaken up by the accident, and his family and friends were extremely worried. A neighbor would also come out to detail the accident by saying, there's a sharp curve at the end of his road and a median with trees and grass just past that. He must have been going too fast to make the turn safely and ended up losing control of his car. While Scott only suffered minor non-life-threatening injuries after the car collided, the star would then decline medical treatment as he was released from the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department Information Bureau. It was later then released by the department that the primary cause of the traffic collision had nothing to do with speed or Scott being under the influence, and his family was very glad to hear that alcohol was not a factor because Scott has been doing a very great job lately to stay away from it and to remain sober. And coming at number 1 today, we have Jay Leno. So in November, Jay Leno would confirm that he was recovering after suffering burn injuries from a fire in his garage. Leno's employee and friend George Swift would then confirm that he was in great spirits following the steam car incident and that no life-threatening injuries occurred to the comedian. The incident would be reported after Jay Leno missed an appearance due to a serious medical emergency. When the former Tonight Show host was scheduled to perform at a financial conference in Las Vegas, he wouldn't be able to attend due to a health issue, and an email would be sent out to the attendees from the financial brand that said his family was not able to provide us with many details, but there was a very serious medical emergency that is preventing Jay from traveling. All we know is that he is alive, so our prayers go go out to him and his family tonight. Later, Jay would sit down with Today and discuss the fire that left him hospitalized for over a week. When the former host was working on the 1907 steam car, he would say, "The fuel line was clogged, so I was underneath. It sounded clogged, so I said blow some air through the line, and his friend did, and Leno ended up getting a face full of gas, and then when the pilot light jumped, his face would be caught on fire." Leno would then be treated for third-degree burns and remain in care for 10 days.
Starting off this countdown, we have Avril Lavigne and Modson. And it seems like Avril said, "See you later, boy," as reps confirmed that the pair have broken up, which seems hard to believe because they were head over heels for each other. The news came almost 1 year after the pair got engaged. Now, what's crazy is that Avril has been spotted going out with Tyga, so she moved on very fast. Not only that, but Modson said he had no idea that him and Avril even broke up. His rep said, and I quote, "They were together and engaged as of 3 days ago when he left for a tour, so if anything has changed, that's news to him." He apparently found out after the news of her and Tyga made headlines. Moving on to number 9, we have Macy Williams and Ruben Selby. Now this one came as a huge shock to fans since they were dating for 5 years. That's a long time to spend with one person, and we were expecting an engagement between the two, but nope. So the pair made their relationship public in 2019. The news broke on February 23rd after Macy shared a selfie of the two to her Instagram story with the caption, "The end of an era," with a broken heart emoji. Her explanation went as so. At Ruben Selby _ and I decided to end our relationship. Since we met 5 years ago, our connection always extended deeply into our shared and separate creative careers, and it will continue to do so. This decision is something we are so grateful for, so as we can protect the magic that we can't help but emit whenever we put our brains together. Concluding the statement, she said no further questions for the time being, and added that they must protect their children, which was a reference to her dog. How sad though. In our 8th spot, we have Maddie Ziegler and Eddie Benjamin. The two began the relationship in 2019 but didn't go public with it until March of 2020. The two dated for more than 3 years and just called it quits, which again came as a huge shock. Fans thought that the two were endgame and were going to get engaged. When speaking of her partner, Maddie said things like, and I quote, "I feel very excited every day that I get to date him. We have such a good time together and we were best friends for a really long time before we dated. It's like I'm just hanging out with my best friend every day. It's really fun, it's honestly the best, I love it." So it's crazy how things can change that fast. In our 7th spot, we have Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott. The two have had an on-again, off-again relationship for quite some time, but this time it seems like they have called it quits once and for all. The reason being, well, according to a source, Kylie is very focused on her kids and her business, whereas Travis Scott, on the other hand, is a partier. Kylie isn't into partying right now, so they are butting heads about their different focuses. But now, although they weren't engaged, rumor has it that there were talks about it. But now it seems like that possibility is completely off the table. And at number 6, we have Shannon Beater and John Jansen. The Real Housewives of Orange County star Shannon Beater and her partner John Jansen have called it quits this year. Shannon moved on to John pretty fast after her messy divorce from ex-husband David Beater. In 2019, Shannon revealed that she had a new man in her life and that the two had met through mutual friends. When talking about her relationship, she said, and I quote, "I've never been happier. I'm in a really great place. My friends have known him for 30 years, so I didn't have to make sure he was there for the right reasons. He's just a great person. I have a great connection with him." Now, Shannon and John ended things in November of 2022, but were on and off again until January of this year. That's when she finally revealed that they are no longer together. John said, and I quote, "We're two people who love each other very much, but love is not always enough. And while I know Shannon sees it as I've said things to her I never meant, I hope she'll be able to see that there's no bad person here. It's two really good people who couldn't make it work." I think the world of Shannon, I just want the best for her. She deserves that. Now Shannon added, and I quote, I was hopeful this was the man I was going to spend the rest of my life with. I wanted it to work out. I've never loved anyone like I've loved John, but clearly he didn't feel the same way. So it seems as if Shannon thought John was the one and was ready for him to be endgame, but he didn't feel the same about her. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with Nick Viall and Natalie Joy. Bachelor Nation's Nick Viall has recently revealed that he has popped the question to girlfriend Natalie Joy, and she said yes. The two revealed the news in a joint Instagram post on January 12th. The post featured their engagement photos and said, and I quote, "For the rest of my life, it's you." Now, here's the thing. People are saying that this relationship is doomed to fail and have predicted they will call off their engagement this year. Why? Well, first off, they got engaged very, very quickly. Within a year. Not only that, but people pointed out their age gap. Nick is 42 years old, while Natalie is 24 years old. That's an 18-year age gap. Now, they may prove us wrong. Who knows? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Moving on to number 4, we have Lily James and Michael Schumann. Lily James and rockstar boyfriend Michael Schumann have broken up following claims that they were engaged. The two dated for about 2 years and have said that over the past couple months they just grew apart. The couple were first spotted in February of 2021 sharing a kiss outside a hotel that Lily was staying in while filming the movie What's Love Gotta Do With It. The couple made it official at the Oscars in 2022 where they made their first red carpet debut together. Then in August of 2022, the two sparked engagement rumors when Lily was spotted rocking a ring on her ring finger. But the two have drifted apart and are no longer together. In our third spot, we have Ty Herndon and Alex. Here is another couple that fans think rushed into an engagement. After dating for just 6 months, Ty Herndon and Alex have gotten engaged. Ty said, and I quote, "After all this time, I have met the person I know I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with. Alex is a brilliant artist and craftsman who restores mid-century furniture and makes stained glass art. He will also be starting work on his MBA soon. He's a smarty, y'all, and I can't wait for all of you to get to know him." Not only that, but apparently they have already started to plan the wedding and want it later this year. Again, fans think that they are rushing into things and everything is happening so fast that it's doomed to fail. Hopefully, they can prove these people wrong though. Coming in at number 2, we have Fallon Pina and Jalen Banks. Real Housewives of Atlanta star Fallon Pina and her fiance Jalen Banks have broken up nearly 16 months after getting married. In a joint statement released on February 9th, the two said, and I quote, "It is with deep sadness in our hearts that we have decided to end our journey as a couple. Though we love each other very much, we feel it is best to part ways. Our bond as friends and family will never be broken. We ask for privacy at this time." Now, this news comes just a month after she announced that she sadly suffered a pregnancy loss. And in our number 1 spot, we have Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. Now, these two were quite the item. They seemed madly in love with each other, even saying that they drink each other's blood. Is that couple goals or what? Just kidding. But recently, there seems to be a bit of bad blood between them. Get it? Bad blood. Now, it's not 100% sure what went down, but it's been alluded to that Machine Gun Kelly cheated on Megan. Dude, first of all, who cheats on Megan Fox? Okay? They're crazy. Anyway, apparently the two had a big fight over the Super Bowl weekend, which led to Megan taking off her engagement ring. The same source claimed that Megan is very upset and won't even speak to her fiancé. This news came days after Megan posted lyrics on her Instagram, all hinting at dishonesty and cheating.
Number 10, Ariana Grande. The pop star and Broadway giant is set to star in a film adaptation of the Broadway hit Wicked, following the story of the Wicked Witch before the events of The Wizard of Oz. Ariana Grande plays Glinda the Good Witch, and Ethan Slater is Bok, the main love interest of the Wicked Witch. It's ironic that Ariana is the Good Witch though, as she appears to have stolen another woman's man. Ethan Slater was married to a woman named Lily J since 2018, and the pair even welcomed their first child in 2022. Apparently, Ariana and Ethan fell in love on set and they started dating behind the scenes. However, on set, an insider shared info into Ethan Slater's wife, who was apparently furious. While the couple have agreed to raise their child child as co-parents, Ethan officially filed for divorce in July of this year. Number 9. Tom Sandoval. Vanderpump Rules star Tom Sandoval made headlines when accusations that he cheated on his longtime girlfriend Ariana Madix with their co-star Raquel Leviss. While news of the Tom Tom restaurant's co-owner's affair with Leviss broke on March 3rd, sources told People magazine that the affair had been going on for 6 months, leaving Madix blindsided and devastated by the revelation. In a clip from the season 10 finale of Vanderpump Rules, Madix explained to friends Katie Maloney and Shiana Shea about how she found out her boyfriend of 9 years, Tom Sandoval, was cheating on her with their co-star, while also revealing that the affair had been going on for 7 months, rather than 6. Sandoval and Leviss have respectively issued statements acknowledging the allegations within the week that the cheating news broke. Both have now opened up on the months-long affair and have apologized since. Number 8. Lily Reinhart. Cole Sprouse and Lily met on the set of Riverdale in 2016 while filming the pilot episode for the series that finally ended after being the most confusing series of all time. I mean, I had to stop after season 3 because they started getting into D&D, and that's a Stranger Things game. Anyway, they fell in love playing Jughead and Betty, having a relationship that lasted almost 7 years. Somewhere around 2020, things started to go downhill and they were plagued by cheating rumors, and things had apparently become heavy behind the scenes according to Cole. Towards the end of that year, they confirmed the split online, but this year, Cole spoke out about the breakup while having a cancer stick in the middle of an interview, claiming he didn't want to get too deep into the topic, that it was a mutual decision. Unfortunately, Lily began receiving violent and threatening messages following the interview, as well as at the end of the show. This past week, the rumors arose once more, and fans are becoming online detectives once again to uncover the truth. Number 7. Natalie Portman. After 11 years of marriage, it was recently announced that Thor: Love and Thunder star Natalie Portman and her husband Benjamin Millipede will be separating following a very public and messy affair on Benny's part. Ben, who I assume is named after a kid's cartoon, was spotted with a 25-year-old climate activist, and while Natalie Portman was mad, she initially tried to work things out with Ben in an attempt to save their marriage, but the affair put a massive strain on their relationship. The couple had met on the set of the 2009 drama Black Swan, with Ben acting as a scriptwriter for the project. While the affair has shaken up their relationship, when asked about the issues by Us Weekly, he said that he shared her pain and that he was sending her a new script. While they might be working together again professionally, emotionally, they have completely checked out. Number 6. MGK. On February 11th, the couple announced their engagement last January, and then there were rumors of a breakup after they had 3 years together. Megan posted a series of pictures on Instagram with a pointed caption from Beyonce's Lemonade album, which, if you didn't know, is all about infidelity. On top of this, she deleted every trace of MGK from her Instagram page and unfollowed him. In fact, she raised eyebrows by unfollowing literally everyone except Harry Styles, Timothée Chalamet, and notably MGK's long-standing nemesis Eminem. It wasn't surprising that Megan's unusual behavior prompted people to speculate that she and MGK had called it quits after she'd found him cheating. Megan topped off the weekend's events by proceeding to deactivate her entire Instagram account. By February 13th, a source informed People magazine that the two of them hadn't quite called off their relationship, but they claimed that Megan had apparently gone as far as to remove her engagement ring, which, FYI, was specifically designed to cause pain whenever she takes it off. Apparently, the band is embedded with little diamond spikes that jam into her finger when she tries to pull it off. The final report claims that they had gotten into a spat, but that it had been blown way out of proportion. Then Megan publicly defended MGK's guitarist Sophie Lloyd online, who was the alleged mistress in this situation. But there seems to be no proof that anything physical ever took place, and the couple are currently working through their issues, but you never know what could happen in this wild world of Hollywood. Number 5. Sebastian Ledgett. This year, Becky G hit the 2023 iHeart Radio music carpet without her engagement ring. She attended the ceremony at which she took home the award for Best Latin Pop Song of the Year for her and Karol G's music collab Mommy. On Tuesday, March 27th, the same day her fiancé Sebastian seemingly confessed that he cheated on his girlfriend of 6 years via Instagram. He posted that over the previous weeks, during a moment that he deeply regrets, a 10-minute lapse in judgment resulted in an extortion plot. The 30-year-old soccer player shared the info on his Instagram after a fan claimed to have proof that he was unfaithful to Becky G. The fan claimed that he had a tryst with a woman while he was out in a club in Madrid last year, and they allegedly had receipts of this affair, including video, audio, texts, and more. The relationship seems to have crumbled, with the latest information being that Becky G is single, whereas Sebastian is trying to figure out incognito mode on his phone. Number 4. Steve Harvey. Now, Steve is trending on Twitter at the moment for two situations, one that actually happened and one that's been rumored. He seemingly fired his social media manager over a negative tweet regarding comedians and is now having to hear rumors about his wife Marjorie Bridges cheating on him. him. That's right, Harvey shared a video on Friday night suggesting that he fired his social media manager after they posted a tweet urging followers to name a comedian that does not make them laugh. Steve posted a video explaining the situation and claimed that that was not his style and it was not going to happen again. The morning following the post, rumors started circulating that his wife Marjorie would be seeking a divorce. According to the internet, she was caught having an affair with their chef and their bodyguard. So far, there is very little proof that any of these claims are actually legit. In fact, Steve himself has denied anything of the sort taking place. Friends and family of the couple have also claimed that they have been in contact and they have been told that there is nothing but happiness in their household. So this one is still a rumor at the moment, but this is a so far list and who knows what will be in the news in the near future. Number 3. P. Diddy. The rap star Young Miami confirmed that she and Mr. Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy, are no longer together. The couple went public with their relationship in June last year, but they let everyone know that it wasn't exclusive. They said at one point that they were together every day of the week, basically living together and letting the internet call it whatever they wanted. To double down on the claim, anytime they've been asked if they are official, they must list the people that they've been with outside of each other. Like these are all alibis in a court case or something. This past year, the world was shocked when Sean welcomed his 7th child into the world with a woman named Dana Tran. While the pair had decided to keep things private, apparently this was not part of the deal, and Miami has since made it clear that Sean is no longer her man in any way, shape or form. So while Sean is stuck raising another baby, Miami will be sipping poolside surrounded by her lovers, and I feel bad for whoever cleans that pool. Number 2. Avril Lavigne. This year, shocking reports had hit the internet claiming that Avril Lavigne had called off her engagement to Mod. TMZ insiders claim that things had been on and off for a while as the couple tried to mend their romance, but then they got in touch with the Karma Singers team, and a rep declared that the last thing he heard from the couple was that they were engaged, and that was only 3 days prior, so anything else would be news to him. Avril had been spotted out and about with a man named Tiger, who she claims is just a friend, but the internet loves to gossip, so the headlines were that Avril was cheating on Mod's son. 1 week after his tour started and the news broke, he posted a series of photos on his Instagram, making references to a broken heart and knowing that there is a plan for everyone. He thanked his fans and went dark. Since then, the two of them have been drenched in rumors, and the only thing that has been confirmed is that these two now reside in Splitsville. And coming in number 1, Jesse Rutherford. When the news first broke of Billie Eilish and Jesse Rutherford getting together, the internet drowned them in negative comments calling to question why she was dating someone 10 years older. They also poked fun at this couple who dressed up as a baby and an elderly man on their first ever Halloween together. This is the type of thing that would become the norm in their lives. The couple were always spotted wearing matching clothes or outlandish outfits, even making their red carpet debut while wearing matching Gucci pajamas at the Art and Film Gala. The couple were also known for their very public displays of affection, over-the-top PDA, and inside jokes were the foundation of their relationship, and they seemed very happy together until this past May, when news broke that the pair would be splitting up, claiming that it was a mutual decision. But it was later speculated that the split was due to Jesse getting busy behind Billie's back. Whether the spark just fizzled out or something darker took place, Jesse and Billie will be fine and find new people soon. I mean, just look at these two side by side, they are goth king and queen. His eye tattoo is really staring at me.
Coming in at number 10 today, we have Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner. Kylie has been leaning on Kim and Khloe a lot lately. They're all single and raising kids, and it's clear that finding a good partner isn't easy, which is what they're all bonding over lately. Recently, an insider told Life in Style exclusively on January 9th that Kim and Khloe are the first ones to tell Kylie to keep Travis close, even if the relationship is pretty much over. The pair first split back in 2019, but reunited as a couple in June 2021, making reconciliation debut at Parsons School Benefit Gala as a couple, with Stormi helping make it a family affair. While accepting an award at the event, Travis gushed and said, "Stormi, I love you, and wifey, I love you." The couple would then break up for a second time, and it would be confirmed on January 7th that the couple split after they spent both Christmas and New Year's apart. With the two sharing 2 beautiful children, it seems like every time they split, it's after Kylie gives birth, and then they get back together when she's ready to have another one, and doesn't see Travis more than a baby daddy. Number 9, Brittany Snow and Tyler Stanaland. Brittany Snow had officially filed for divorce from Tyler Stanaland in court documents filed in the Superior Court of California in Los Angeles County on Thursday. The Someone Great star cited irreconcilable differences as the reason for their breakup, and she noted that they have a prenuptial agreement which will determine any spousal support and how they divide their property. She also asked that she and Tyler split attorney fees. Brittany and Tyler, who got engaged in 2019, later tied the knot out in March 2020, and they announced their separation in September. Snow's filing doesn't note what date they actually separated, and attorneys for Britney haven't responded to the situation, and it's still not clear if Tyler has a lawyer who can comment on his behalf as of yet. When the couple did announce their separation in September, they would post identical statements on their Instagram pages that said, "After time and consideration, Tyler and I have made the difficult decision to separate. This decision was made with love and mutual respect for one another. We've realized we need to take some time and make sure we are each living our most fulfilling and authentic lives. We started this journey as best friends, and our relationship will continue to be a priority not only for us, but for our dog Charlie. We sincerely appreciate your support and ask for privacy as we navigate this new chapter." Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming in number 8, we have Noel Gallagher and Sarah McDonald. Noel Gallagher and Sarah McDonald were one of those couples we thought would be married forever because they found their happily ever after a long time ago. However, the Champagne Supernova singer and Sarah announced their split on January 16th after being married for more than 20 years. Their split would highlight that nothing good lasts forever, so it's probably time for all of us big dreamers to stop dreaming about such big dreams when it comes to our love lives. A spokesperson on behalf of Noel and Sarah would confirm the couple are to get divorced following their split. A statement was then later obtained by US Weekly, and in the statement it would say, "Noel and Sarah will together continue to look after their children, who remain their main priority. Noel and Sarah asked the media to respect their privacy and that of their family at this time." Well, I can only imagine something brutal must have happened for them to come to the decision to split after 20 years of marriage. I'm sure once the divorce is finalized, more stories will come to light. Coming at number 7, we have Deanna Pepez and Steven Stagliano. The season 4 Bachelorette star Deanna Pepez and her husband Steven Stagliano announced on January 19th that she and her husband had called it quits after being married for 10 years. Deanna would head over to her Instagram to say, "It is with immense sadness Steven and I had decided to end our relationship as a couple. We have been working hard for a long time both as a married couple and as individuals and have come to the conclusion to remain separate." Deanna would then add that she and Steven will always remain loving parents to their 2 children, Addison and Austin, and will continue to raise them together with love and faith. But still, when it comes to The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, I don't think any of us are really surprised, as for one, it seems like none of them last together as couples, and lastly, how is anyone okay going on a show knowing you have to beat out a dozen men or females to date one guy or one girl? Is it really worth it knowing he or she is dating all of you and telling you all the same thing, and then he's finally like, "Yep, this is the person, this is the one," but you just played your cards right that week? Number 6, Ashley Darby and Luke Galbranson. It seemed like a match made in Bravo heaven when the Real Housewives of Photomax star got together with a Summer House cast member. But after only a few months of dating, Ashley announced that the pair called it quits during a January 8th appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen by saying, "Luke and I are not romantically involved anymore." She would then also cite the strain of her ongoing divorce from Michael Darby being one of the causes, adding, "It was my situation with Michael that affected Luke and I." However, Ashley would say the breakup was mutual and that there was no bad blood between the two by saying, "I met his whole family, they are amazing, I fell in love with them. So great, but I am newly single and this was my first relationship after she confessed. It was just nice to be reminded that I'm that girl and I love to love and be loved." The two first met when they began flirting it up at BravoCon in October 2022, and then went Instagram official just a few days before Christmas. Coming in number 5, we have Louis Tomlinson and Eleanor Cadler. One Direction singer Louis Tomlinson and longtime love Eleanor Cadler kept their romance out of the public eye for years. However, it has now been reported that the couple has apparently split. So back in July, you may recall that fans started to speculate that there might be trouble in paradise for the pair, as some pointed out that Louis and Eleanor unfollowed each other on Instagram. However, with the two now still following each other, it leaves you to wonder where they may stand with each other now. The duo first sparked rumors back in 2011, and when their relationship started, it's unclear, but Eleanor has been with Louis since his early days of his One Direction fame. Back in 2015, the pair would breathe briefly split, but then they would eventually rekindle their romance in 2017. And in January this year, news started to circulate that the couple had split when a source told The Sun at the time they have mutual friends and a long history, so at the moment it doesn't look like a reunion at some point is completely off the cards, but now they are not together. However, neither couple has responded, and inside sources have stated that the breakup was caused after pressure was put on their relationship because the singer was on tour. Other things have gone down between them, and for now, at least, they have split up. Number 4. Drake Bell and Janet Von Schmeling. Troubled former Nickelodeon star Drake Bell has separated from his wife, actress Janet Von Schmeling, amid his latest struggles. Inside sources have since confirmed that the two are headed towards a divorce. On December 7th and 8th, Drake was spotted inhaling balloons in his car in a car park of California vape shop while his son sat in the back seat. An insider within tell the New York Post that Janet had officially had enough. Drake and Janet first started dating in 2013 and married in an intimate ceremony in 2018. Now, it seems like Janet has moved back to Florida with their son, and it has been reported that she has secured a home and is getting support from her family. While the stars have had some incredibly beautiful moments together, before all this happened, Janet feels like Drake needs to focus on his health and that they will be great co-parents in the future. Coming at number 3, Corinne Olympios and Jerry Morris. Corinne Olympios and Jerry Morris have called it quits, and inside sources have confirmed that their busy careers and trust issues are behind their sudden breakup. With their breakup happening suddenly, many of their friends were surprised to hear the news. Despite the shocking split, sources have confirmed that the Bachelor star is doing great and is excited about her next chapter. And they would also say that Corinne and Jerry still want to remain on good terms. Their lives are just going in different directions. Corinne's reps first confirmed that she and Jerry started dating back in June, and that she was really happy with the music manager by saying, Corinne has been dating Jerry and she's really happy. It's a new relationship in the beginning stages, but she's really excited. He treats her amazing and she's optimistic while enthusiastic to see how their relationship develops. With separate sources telling ET on January 9th, they would all confirm that Corinne and Jerry both decided to split because they both wanted really different things when it came to their relationship. Number 2, Shannon Beater and John Jansen. The Real Housewives of Orange County star Shannon Beater and her boyfriend of 3.5 years, John Jansen, have ended their relationship, and Shannon has confirmed that she was blindsided by their breakup when he broke up with her just 1 week after they finished filming season 17 of the beloved Bravo reality series. Shannon would say, "All I can do is repeat in my head what he said to me while we were filming. We were in a great place, but 7 days later when the cameras were down, it was a completely different story," which usually it is. "He told me he was done with the relationship, and to hear what he said to me then was absolutely devastating." John would also speak to people where he would note that it was a really hard decision to make, and he has been in pain over it. Before, he would say, "Sad because I love Shannon very much. I have loved her more deeply than any woman in my life. She's one of a kind, so funny and generous, and full of life and adventurous. We have a connection that's unlike anything I've ever had, and I know that for as long as I live, I'll never meet anyone like her again. But that doesn't mean we're meant for each other for the rest of our lives," says every guy during a breakup. Number 1, Emily Ratajkowski and Pete Davidson. While these two only sparked relationship questions near the end of 2022, Emily has recently opened up about her dating troubles, and she kind of shaded Pete Davidson in the process. With their romance fizzling out by the end of December, Emily has recently headed to her podcast High Low, where she detailed her dating woes, saying that she attracts the worst men, and she would even hint at her relationship with Pete Davidson and the split, and that's why she made the list today. She would go on to say, "That's what I hate with dating. Men in particular. They're like, okay, yes, you're special, you've done it," and they love it. And they love it. And then slowly they get emasculated and they don't know what to do with those feelings, and then they resent you. They start to tear you down, and then you're back to square one. And it's so effed up and unfair because I feel like a lot of men that truly think they want a strong woman actually don't know how to handle it and what it means for their own identity.
Number 10, Adam Levine. This is an impression of Adam Levine smelling something good. Oh, yeah, You don't have to put that in the video, I just wanted to get that out of my system. This past September, the Maroon 5 singer was accused of partaking in an affair with a woman named Sumner Stroh. Adam had apparently reached out to the TikTok star to ask about using her name for his new daughter. Nah, that's just the tamest thing he said. What he actually typed was a series of promiscuous messages that heavily implied that he was a cheater, pumpkin eater. She then showed screenshots from his account in which Adam had comments on her physical appearance, telling her how much he cared for her, and yes, he asks this woman that he is having an affair with if it'd be cool to name his newborn after her. That would be like Donald Trump going, hey, this is my new son, Stormy Trump. Adam tried to deny the allegations, but the proof was too strong. Only a few days following Sumner's posting on TikTok, several women came forward to also accuse Adam of cheating on his wife, sharing screenshots and DMs sent by Adam to their accounts. Despite his wife being upset, they were actually able to patch things up, but their kid's name most certainly is not, nor will it ever be, Sumner. Who the heck put the letter N in summer? Just saying, that's stupid, that's silly. Number 9. Jonah Hill. Unfortunately, it would appear that the once funny man turned Oscar nominee is actually a jerk. Recently, a news article broke thanks to his ex-girlfriend Sarah Bradley, showing evidence that Jonah was emotionally damaging towards her during their relationship. The couple first got together in 2021, meeting on the beach as she was a surf instructor. According to a series of texts between Sarah and Jonah, it's obvious that he is very mentally manipulative. He tells Sarah to remove any photos of herself surfing from Instagram that showed her bum in a thong, and when she did that, he told her that it was a good start, but that she didn't really seem to get her point. He was being very manipulative, saying that, he made his boundaries clear, that she refused to let any of them, sink into her head. He was basically claiming that she didn't hear anything he was saying, but what he was saying was just complete trash. In another screenshot, Jonah showcased his plans and his simple conditions for maintaining their relationship, including stating that he didn't want Sarah surfing with men, which is like half of her job. He wrote a massive list of boundaries and rules that were clearly him trying to control everything that Sarah did. At one point, literally saying that she can't post pictures of herself in a bathing suit. Okay, cool. What's she supposed to wear to the beach then, man? Nothing? Alright, birthday suit it is. Sorry for anyone hoping for that 23 Jump Street movie. Jonah Hill is officially being cancelled. Number 8. Nicki Minaj. Nicki has been pegged as an opinionated woman for a long time. Throughout most of her career, Nicki has been unable to keep her opinions to herself. She called out fellow musician Miley Cyrus during her hosting gig at the 2015 MTV Music Video Awards. She's taken a swing at Cardi B, and she officially exposed herself as mean and dumb when she decided to express her opinions on the events of 2020 online. You see, Nicki was one of the many people in the world who were under the impression that the world's top doctors are just trying to microchip us with medicine. She joined the massive online debate after contracting the cold vid and being forced to miss out on the Met Gala, calling the event controlled. Apparently, you needed proof of the jab to get in, and Nicki did not get the jab. She was afraid too after her cousin had supposedly become impotent following his jab. Because yes, the government's goal is to microchip us and take away our ability to have kids. They already did that. If you ever have a cell phone in your pocket, it's kind of the same thing. It's a listening device, a baby stopper, and a computer all in one. Needless to say, this was the last straw for many fans who called her actions ridiculous and misguided and have officially weaned her out of their lives. Number 7. Taylor Swift. Taylor's tyranny of torment must end now. Taylor Swift has made a name for herself as a person who thrives on the ending of a relationship. Since the late 2000s, Taylor has been making millions in the music industry. Her songs like Love Story and 22 are anthems to many. The catchy tunes tend to come from a place of so-called heartache, however. Taylor has thanked her exes on several occasions for inspiring the songs that made her who she is today. People like Tom Hiddleston, Harry Styles, Jake Gyllenhaal, they've all had a part to play in the inception of some pretty solid bops. The argument can and should be made that Taylor needs to just relax though. She's made several songs that were good without the need to berate an ex, and some of these songs are pretty revealing. Imagine if after every breakup you've ever had, a song popped up on your phone by U2 that was called Why They Left You. Remember when U2 tried to jam their music into our ears? That wasn't fun. Recently it was announced that Taylor had gotten together and split up with the 1975 frontman Matt Healy. While people were just surprised that these two were even together in the first place, the truth was revealed. Not only does she have terrible taste in men, but she's actually just really mean. Taylor has apparently been bashing Matty for months and only using him as a way for her to boost her power. It's not confirmed that she is mean yet, like she hasn't come out and actually called anyone names on camera, but come on, we all know, Tay-Tay, we know who you are. Number 6, John Mayer. The new light singer who burst onto the music scene with 2001's Room for Squares quickly became known amongst the world of late night television as a man who who loved to hear his own voice, meaning that he will not stop talking once you let him go. Because of this, his filter seems to just shut down the moment that he speaks, because over the years, John has been known to exhibit toxic behavior. He has spewed several racist remarks, and he has been accused of cultural appropriation. In 2010, he said a lot of creepy and misogynistic things in an interview with Rolling Stones, but that was just the start. You see, by 2023, it was revealed by none other than his ex, Jessica Simpson, that he was a truly manipulative and toxic dude. When she called out John for his mistreatment during their relationship, several big-name former lovers came forward to share their stories. By the end of this past winter, John had officially joined the list of canceled artists in Hollywood history, as nobody was buying the whole "hey, your mom's gonna love me" thing that he had going on. Now it's more like an "I'm dating your mom" kind of vibe. Number 5, Marilyn Manson. Alright now, I know sometimes we here at BTS like to judge books by their covers, but can we agree that this book's cover has all the information you need on it? Marilyn Manson, who looks like Johnny Depp and a Muppet had a baby, was a very famous musician before his true nature was revealed. In 2021, Westworld star Evan Rachel Wood named Marilyn Manson as the man who had allegedly attempted to force himself on her. She shared the truth via Instagram, claiming that she wished to share the information before he was able to cause harm to anybody else. According to Evan, Marilyn had been in her life since she was 18 and he was 36. Their friendship turned to relationship and they were briefly married in 2010. Marilyn tried to deny these situations ever taking place, but a massive number of other women came forward to share their experiences with Marilyn over the years. This culminating in some truly terrible things that I am not going to get into right now. Thanks to Evan's pursuit of the truth, which took nearly 4 years to see through, Marilyn was eventually taken down. Between 2021 and this year, over 15 women have come forward to back up Evan's claims and canceled this demon man for good. Good God, he's horrifying to look at. Number 4, Will Smith. In 2022, Chris Rock was hosting the 94th annual Oscar ceremony when he decided to make a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith. Rock expressed his excitement to see her in a fictional G.I. Jane movie, which, in the grand scheme of comedy, is not that mean. Clearly, this dude's never seen a single celebrity roast in his life. Immediately following the joke, Rock stood on the stage in confusion because Will Smith made his way up there and he suddenly just slapped Chris across the face. Now, first this was seen as a joke, but quickly proven to be a real reaction thanks to Will screaming at him from his comfy chair. The night was ruined, and to make things worse, an hour later, Will Smith won the Oscar for Best Actor in a Leading Role. During his speech, he gave a half-hearted apology for his actions, before claiming that the situation was due to his months of portraying the father in King Richard on set, leaving him with an extreme paternal sense to protect his family. Yeah, that's not a good excuse. "Oh, I'm sorry I ended this guy's life. I've been pretending to be Freddy Krueger for 6 months. It's not my fault." By the time February 2023 rolled around, his career had officially been canceled, along with his wife, who was also exposed as a manipulative and overall just strange woman. But we've got a whole series on Jada on this channel, so if you want to see that, check it out. Number 3, Chris Pratt. It's a him, Mario. For some reason, Chris Pratt has had a massively successful career since first starring as the lovable Andy Dwyer on the hit mockumentary series Parks and Recreation. Since then, he starred in blockbuster giants like the Jurassic Park trilogy, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and yes, he is now the voice of Mario for some reason. I don't know, I don't get it, it doesn't work well. This guy is unstoppable, but hopefully that's not true. You see, Chris was almost a part of the Me Too movement, but he somehow escaped our radars. In 2023, he was involved with an organization called the Hillsong Church. This mega church is known for being notoriously anti-LGBTQ+, and at one point their church's former leader Brian Houston actually went out into the public and shared their beliefs with the world. And could you imagine it? He got torn to shreds. You know, metaphorically speaking. Gosh, I wish it was physical. While it was only ever rumored that Chris was involved with the controversial group, it was confirmed by his ex-wife and fellow actor Anna Faris that he certainly wasn't against their beliefs. According to her, Chris denied ever being a part of that church until 2022, when they were no longer as powerful and he could simply claim ignorance. While Chris is still going strong in Hollywood, the truth will soon be revealed, and Chris is certainly going to land himself on the long list of canceled A-listers. Number 2, Alec Baldwin. The star of films like Glengarry Glen Ross and Cat in the Hat, sorry, it's twitch when I talk about that movie, Alec has been in a number of successful projects, but he recently was under fire after the accidental slaying of a crew member on set of his new film. He may be happy-go-lucky on set, but in reality it turns out that Alec is just one of the meanest people in the bunch. In 2007, Alec directed his hot temper at his daughter, Ireland, who he had with his ex-wife Kim Basinger, in a now infamous voicemail that would reveal the usually mild-mannered, soft-spoken man was secretly just angry all the time. TMZ obtained the audio of the message to Ireland in which Alec just screams. He says, "You are a rude, thoughtless pig. You don't have the brains or decency to be a human being. I don't care if you're a child or that your mother is a thoughtless pain in the butt." It was an incident in 2022 that landed him on this list. Following the accidental slaying of the cinematographer, Baldwin denied several public appearances that was apparently due to him being unable to hold back his annoyance and frustration long enough to seem empathetic to the victims of the family. He's currently awaiting trial, so who knows, maybe he'll be on a future list of celebrities in jail. Number 1. Mariah Carey. Mariah may echo in your skull around the holiday seasons, but according to most, you should really keep that space in your head reserved for another Christmas time song singer. Bubbly anyone? Mariah has been known to be a bit of a diva over the years, apparently making outlandish requests and taking part in some truly strange moments. For instance, when giving birth to her children, Mariah had the doctors play a live version of her song Fantasy, so that her voice was the first thing that they heard in the world. Okay. Unfortunately, the playlist was on shuffle and they instead listened to Bird is the Word. Everybody say it, a bird's the word. Nah, I'm just kidding. That would have been fun though, but it probably would have scarred them for life. She's walked out of presidential events because she wasn't the center of attention. She makes people speak to her via a whiteboard the night before a performance just to keep her voice clean, and literally makes someone roll out a red carpet for her as she walks out of vehicles at events. Like that lady from Guardians of the Galaxy. It's literally just someone's job all day to walk around Mariah being like, I'm sorry. In 2023, she was officially exposed by a former assistant who claims that working for Mariah was one of the most difficult things that she had endured in her entire life. She is currently classified as a diva, but needs to be classified as canceled. All I want for Christmas is a new song to love for the love of God!